Yo, welcome to a new movie review. It's been a second since I've done this, especially for this franchise. The movie that we are reviewing today is Saw 2. Okay, this is the second review for a Saw movie that I've made. I'm going to try and make this a at least once a week type of thing so that I can get through all of them within 10 weeks or shorter, hopefully. But this is, like I said, my second review. This is Saw 2. If you want to watch my review for Saw 1, it is on the channel. I did it like 2 weeks ago, I think. But yeah, let's jump right into Saw 2, the review. Let's start off with all of the positives of the movie. First positive is the very first trap that shows up in the movie, which is my favorite trap that has ever been shown in a Saw movie. The fly trap, I think is what it's called. Yeah, I'm just gonna call it the fly trap because that's what I've always called it, and I'm pretty sure that is what it's called. This is an intense trap. The key being stuck in the eye where you have to cut the stitches and grab it out, is amazing. It being basically a Iron Maiden, but for just the face is really cool. Everything about this entire scene in the beginning of this movie. This might be my favorite starting trap. Every movie has its starting trap, like starting with this movie forward. I don't think Saw 1 had one. Unless you count the bear trap that was pretty early in the film, and I mean, it was a trap scene. The only trap scene in that movie, unless you count the barbed wire and stuff like that. But yeah, this is absolutely the best trap in the Saw franchise, just period. Another positive for this movie is Detective Matthews. He is another example, just like Detective Tapp in Saw 1. He is another example of a wasted character that was really good. I think it's Donnie Wahlberg that plays him. I don't know. It's one of Mark Wahlberg's brothers. But yeah, he's actually a really good actor in this. This is the only movie I've ever seen him in. I don't know if he's in anything else, but he's actually really good in this movie. And I think Detective Matthews is one of my favorite characters in Saw just because he's just a grizzled, angry detective that will do anything to get his son back, which is actually pretty cool, I think. Actually, since we're on the topic of the actual story, I guess I should give a rundown of what the story is. Basically, it starts with Detective Matthews having his son with him, and he gets in trouble, and then he gets him out of the trouble, and his son is like, "Oh, you suck, Dad," and then Detective Matthews basically says, "Then go away, loser." And then, I mean, Jigsaw kidnaps him and throws him in the game. This movie has it more of a escape room with dangerous traps instead of like the just one bathroom type of place and then a few other sets like the first movie had. I think that is a way better way of doing the Saw movies. This is the first Saw movie that I think goes full on with the Saw movies, which isn't bad because, I mean, this is only the second movie. I'm glad they went full on with this movie. The first one is good, but this is just, I don't know, it gives more, I don't know, the places and everything doesn't look very Saw-like, considering the bathroom from the first one looked really grimy and everything, but the house they use for the escape room doesn't look bad. It actually looks pretty good, and the green lighting is a staple in Saw, basically, honestly. But yeah, that's basically the entire story. Is they send him, the son, into the escape room with a whole bunch of other convicts that Detective Matthews had wrongly placed evidence onto to get them wrongly arrested. So they are all mad at him, and then they eventually find a picture of the son with his dad and figured it out. It's a huge, long thing. It's not very important, honestly. It's just I wanted to throw a rundown of the story in since I was already talking about it. But yeah, on to another good thing that I think this movie gave us, which is a really good thing leading forward into this franchise, which is Amanda makes a triumphant return. Shawnee Smith does amazing as Amanda, as always. This is the second time we've seen Amanda. The first time that we've seen her in a long, like a prolonged type of movie scene instead of just that one interrogation scene in the first one, and it's really nice. They make her story feel really actually good, like cool, like the whole her getting sent back into the trap, and then she's the only one that knows what's going on, so she's like the one telling them all what to not to do and what not to do, which is actually going to lead us into what I think. I have a very small list of what's bad about this movie, and this actually does lead us straight into that, which is Amanda tells them all what to do, but you know what they do? They don't listen to her at all. They basically just ignore her completely. There was a key that said, "Don't use this on the door that's in this room." Amanda says, "Don't, you idiot," and the dude proceeds to look out the keyhole, or whatever it's called, while he's turning the key, and there's a pistol on the other side, and it shoots him in the head. He's the stupidest character in any of these movies, and I genuinely think that. I cannot think of a more like a dumber character in one of these movies, which is saying something because there are a lot of dumb characters in the Saw franchise, especially. I think them not listening to Amanda is absolutely dumb, and definitely one of the things that I think are bad about this movie, just because it gets annoying at some points. That's basically all I have to say that's bad about this movie. Riggs or Briggs, I cannot remember which one it is, but he's introduced in this movie, and I love him in one of the future movies as the protagonist of one of the future movies. I think it's 5 or 6 that he's the protagonist in, but yeah, it shows him. It shows a whole bunch of other characters that will be slightly anywhere between slightly and really important in the future. But yeah, this is just a good Saw movie. There is a few things that I need to talk about that I don't think is good or bad, but I just wanted to talk about the twists in this movie. Saw is famous for the twists, just like M. Night Shyamalan is, and the twists in this movie, there are 2. There's one that I automatically figured out, and that was the tape said the code to the safe was in the back of their minds. I automatically knew that meant that it was underneath the hair in the back of their scalp. Just because I don't know, it just seemed really obvious. And then the other one is your son is in a safe place. I probably could have figured that one out if it would have shown the safe that the kid was in at the end. I thought that was actually a really good twist. One of my favorite twists in these movies, actually. But yeah, I think the escape room concept is really cool. I think the way it's used is really good. I think all of the characters have at least one scene where they get to do their thing or whatever. Some of the traps are cool. The furnace one is absolutely stupid. I could have figured that out, especially with the nozzle just having an arrow to it, and it's literally the devil. And he literally said, when you're in hell, only the devil can help you," or whatever. Just really simple twists, I guess, to it. Not even a twist, it's just a clue. It's really simple clues. But yeah, this is actually a pretty good movie. I will go ahead and say that the kid at the end of the movie is absolutely a murderer now, and the twist of Amanda being the one that was helping John the entire time, and then them sealing Detective Matthews away, I automatically thought that he was going to be gone forever. Luckily, he made another appearance. It was a very small appearance, but it's fine. But yeah, I thought Amanda being the apostle of John was really cool, and I think Tobin Bell did amazing in this movie, as always. He is the Jigsaw Killer. He is John Kramer. If they ever try to recast him, I don't think it will go well at all. But yeah, speaking on that, there are some characters that just can't be replaced, like Ash Williams is Bruce Campbell, and then Robert Englund is Freddy Krueger, and then Tobin Bell is John Kramer. I don't know. I thought that was interesting. I might make a video talking about that type of stuff where it's like actors that are synonymous with the character. But yeah, I think that this movie is pretty good. I think that's everything I needed to talk about. Oh yeah, the kid was kind of meh whenever it comes to his side of stuff. He was kind of boring, honestly. He didn't really seem afraid at all, honestly. I don't know if it was just the character wasn't scared or phased by this at all, or just the acting didn't really catch it, but like, it didn't seem like the kid was frightened at all, which, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that's a bad or just a weird thing that I noticed. But yeah, this movie is really good. My favorite Saw movie, I think, at least. And I think it's definitely a 8.5 out of 10. So yeah, tell me what you think. Go and watch the other Saw review that I have. Like I said, I'm going to try and do this at least once a week so that I can get all of these Saw movies out of the way. And then I'll probably move on to The Omen or something like that. And tell me if you like this video. Tell me if you like this movie. Tell me if you agree with the score. Maybe this is your least favorite Saw movie for some reason, you weirdo. But yeah, this is a really good movie, and yeah, see you.